live. Yes, live from James Place. And we're talking
Barbershop Talk.
Yes, barbershop talk, where nothing is off limits and everything's on the table.
Everything's on the table. Barbershop Talk.
Come on, everybody. We're here at James Place.
Barbershop.
We're talking barbershop talk. Barbershop talk. Barbershop talk. Where nothing's off limits.
Barbershop Talk.
Barbershop talk. Barbershop talk. Barbershop talk. Everything's on the table.
Barbershop Talk.
Barbershop talk. Barbershop talk. Barbershop talk. Everything's on the table.
We're live here at James Place Barbershop. Listen, thank you for tuning in to another special edition of Barbershop Talk Live. Listen, today is Wednesday like we always do. Have a great conversation with our guest in the hot seat. Tonight, our guest in the hot seat is none other than Miss Tameka Allen. Yeah, I said it. Miss Tameka Allen is in the hot seat, Barbershop Talk Live. Listen, city administrator. So Barbershop Talk Live world, you still have time to get ready to call your friends, call your neighbors, call your church members, call your enemies. Tell them to tune in to Barbershop Talk Live. Listen, we're live on Facebook, also live on YouTube. So again, tonight is going to be a special show because we are here for the people. Everything we're talking about, I don't have any interest in it, but the people want to know. The people want to know what's going on in Barbershop Talk Live. That's our task, that's our charge, and that's what we're here for, to let the people know what's going on right here in Augusta, Georgia. But listen, before we get into our conversation with our guest tonight, I got to give a special shout out to the people behind the scene that put this program together and make it what it is and what you see. Demetrius Johnson right here in Augusta, Georgia. Beverly's Body Butter, Whip, Senate Shea Butter. Listen, she has a product that's sweeping Augusta, sweeping the nation all over the CSRA. I urge you to get in contact with her. Call at 706-564-5335. Again, that's 706-564-5335. Whip, Senate Shea Butter. Listen, the Shea Butter is good for your skin, good for your hair, and also good for pain. So again, Barbershop Talk Live world, if you got TikTok, she has a TikTok, why don't you hit up on TikTok? Melon Queen 1976 is a handle. Again, all kind of flavors, coconut, peach, mango, island paradise, and strawberry. Again, Demetrius Johnson right here in Augusta, Georgia, Beverly's Body Butter. Call her, 706-564-5335. Also, CSRA Barbershop Talk Live world, fall is here. Wintertime is here. You're still having that problem with those trees, the grass getting cut, getting stuff done in your yard. Why don't you call Alan Odom? Call Alan Odom with Pond Maintenance. 706-294-8493 is his number. Again, the number is 706-294-8493. Pond Maintenance, also right here in Augusta, Georgia. Tell him I say John Milton say I'm coming to get the deal. Listen, specializing in tree removal, demolition, pond maintenance, and also just cut your grass. Call him up for the great deal. Call him up for the great service. Again, the number is 706-294-8493. Pond maintenance right here in Augusta, locally grown, homegrown. Again, Barbershop Talk Live world say get in contact with him. Also, CSRA, if you don't know by now, where have you been? If you don't know by now, where have you been? This coming Friday and Saturday, December the 5th, December the 6th, right here in Augusta, Georgia, Payne College, my good friend Russell Joe Brown. Russell Joe Brown is putting on a great holiday program at Payne College. Please, ma'am, please, sir, get your tickets. Get your tickets. You can go to paynecollege.com. You can go to russelljoebrown.com. Get your tickets. If you haven't seen Russell Joe Brown in concert by now, shame on you. Barbershop Talk Live world, please, ma'am, please, sir, get your tickets to this event. This is a great fundraiser for Payne College right here in Augusta, Georgia. The students will greatly appreciate it. So again, I urge you, and especially you, get your tickets. This coming Friday and Saturday at Payne College, great event. So please, ma'am, do what you got to do. Support the cause. Listen, please don't forget about April the 18th. Don't forget about April the 18th. What am I talking about? The old school 70s party coming to Augusta coming. Yes, it is. Listen, Krista Meningall will be on that show. Also, Tony Howard and the Motowners will be on that show. And please, ma'am, did you hear what I'm about to tell you? I'm talking about Zap with 2 P's. Zap will be on this show, headline this show again. April the 18th, 2026 at Augusta Common. I urge you, get your tickets, put on your bell bottoms, put on your doggone stacks. Let's have a good time. Let's support the cause. This is an angelic community resource development fundraiser, HIV fundraiser. We're trying to do it for the community. So please, ma'am, go to Eventbrite, get your tickets. Only $35 in advance, 40 at the door, 50 for the VIP. We are going out. They're selling hot. They're selling hot and selling fast. Again, Barbershop Talk Live World. That's all I got for you. Those are the announcements. So please, ma'am, please, sir, stick on the website. Go to the Facebook page. More information is on those sites that I told you about. So I want you to do what the old folks say, govern yourselves accordingly. So listen, you did not come to see me. You didn't come to hear me. You come to see the guest tonight in the hot seat, Barbershop Talk Live World. Listen, I had to pull some strings. I had to take care of some people. I had to do some things to get this person here. But look, she's here. It took an act of Congress to get her here. It took some scratching. But she's here. Listen, Barbershop Talk Live World want to present to some and present to others. None other than the city administrator, Miss Tameka Allen.
Good evening, John.
How
Good
you
evening,
doing?
everybody.
Give me some. You doing good?
I'm doing well.
Good to see you. Man, listen, it's good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Like I said, it took a while because you got. Do they know what you go through?
I don't know. I think some people do
Some
know
people
what I
do,
go.
But
Yeah.
I mean, you are in Barbershop Talk Live World's hot seat.
Okay.
Now, even though I call it a hot seat, we just gonna have a conversation.
All right. I'm good with that.
You cool with that?
I'm cool with that.
Barbershop Talk Live World. Listen, you have time to get on the screen, call your friends, get in contact with the folks that you know that want to hear what's going on in your city, in the CSOA. So listen, any comments, any questions, any concerns, please, ma'am, please, sir, put them on the screen. We'll make sure we answer all those comments, all those questions, and all of your concerns. Again, Tameka, the people want to know.
Yes.
The people want to know.
Let's let them know.
Let's let them know.
Let's inform them.
All right, now, listen, now, they don't know, but I did ask you off the camera that anything you don't want to be known. You say, ask all the questions. It don't matter.
That's it.
Let's do it. Barbershop Talk Live World again. Thank you for tuning in to this great conversation we're about to have. Now, Tameka, I have always watched you for many, many years from afar. And when I saw you, I said, this lady looks like she take care of business. She looks like she take care of business. So on that prompted me to do my research.
Okay.
That prompted me to Google you. That prompted me to just see who I'm talking to in the near future because I felt this day was going to come. I felt it. So I did my research.
What you find out, John?
I found out that, like I imagined, she take care of business. She got a good head on her shoulder. And my old mama say, that girl going to go on somewhere. And I found it out. But look, I already know. But the people behind that camera, they don't know who Tameka Allen is. So take a moment to look into that camera and tell the people in the Barbershop Talk Live World, who is Tameka Allen?
So Tameka Allen is Augusta City Administrator.
Okay.
I have been with the city government for about a little over 33 years.
Okay.
I came into the city of Augusta pretty much out of college and started in various capacities. I worked my way up to where I am today. I started out actually working in municipal court with the old city government after college. Stayed there about a year or two. I went into my field, my major, my background is computer science and computer engineering. So I went and started in the information technology department. Ended up becoming the chief information officer at about 32 years old, probably the youngest, first African-American female to hold that position for the city of Augusta. Eventually went on to get my master's degree. And I served at one time 9 years as the chief information officer as well as the deputy administrator for the city of Augusta. Eventually went back to being the chief information officer because my desire and love has always been for information technology because I feel like a change agent, and that's what we're normally known as. And so I put all of my, strength back into doing what I needed to do with our information technology department. And then this opportunity came around. I actually, before I get to where I am now, I actually served as the interim administrator in around 2013, 2014. I served as the interim administrator. Then I went back to serving as the chief information officer, and here I am today, John. That's pretty much my history on career.
Okay. Now, Tameka, do we have some people that just tuned in to Barbershop Talk Live World and they heard a lot?
They did.
You gave us a lot.
Okay.
But you didn't give us what we want. We want to go back. Where all this started from. So you're originally from Augusta?
I am originally from Waynesboro, Georgia. To be honest, I moved to Waynesboro, Georgia when I was around 7 years old.
Okay.
My parents were not originally from this area. So I moved here around 7. That's pretty much where I'm from. I graduated from Waynesboro High School.
Okay.
The old Waynesboro High School before it became the Burke County Bears. I'm
All
one
right.
of the old school
one of the
ones.
old
Matter of
school.
fact, the last class of Waynesboro High School. Proud of that. And again, I left Waynesboro, went to Savannah State University. That's where I got my computer science and computer engineering degree. And then, of course, I came back to Augusta State University and got my master's in business administration.
Okay. Barbershop Talk Live really told you. I told you, you better get some folks on your paper. You better call those folks. You better call those friends because, again, in the hot seat tonight on Barbershop Talk Live World is none other than the city administrator, Miss Tameka Allen. And again, she told me she's going to let you know what's going on.
That's right.
She said she don't have no problem answering all the questions, all your concerns. And please, ma'am, please, sir, put your comments on the screen so we'll get to all those. So listen, we got Miss Jo Ray Jenkins. She tuning in. She said, listen, she love you.
Love you too, Joe Ray.
She said, you the best. So you right now the people are tuning in to see who you are and what you got to say because the people want to know what's going on. So now, what we want to do now, Tameka, we want to just jump into what's going on with the city of Augusta, what you're doing. And I asked you a question before we got started. Do the people of Augusta really know what your job is? And when I say what your job is, let's tell the people, what is your job? When you say city administrator, what exactly is a city administrator?
So the city administrator, the main job is to work the day-to-day operations of the city of Augusta government.
Okay.
Working with all the respective department directors as well as our governing officials. So we have, of course, everybody knows we have 10 commissioners and our mayor. And so I work with them as well as various entities, various authorities, anything that is necessary regarding the budget. I present a budget. As everyone knows, we're in the midst of trying to get the budget approved at this point right now. So it's basically the day-to-day operations of running the city of Augusta government.
Okay. All right. So now, are you considered to be? And some places do have it what they call a city manager. Is that the same as administrator, manager? How that works?
You know what? It really depends. But in Augusta, it's the city administrator. I know that is something that's being discussed now as it relates to the Charter Review Committee and things of that nature, and in the community.
Okay.
About what would happen if that title changed.
Okay.
But currently, the city of Augusta in their charter has the city administrator as the title.
So in other words, would it be the size of the city would give you the name of the title? Like the bigger the city, there's a manager. The smaller the city is the administrator. How that work?
You know what? I'll be honest. It's other entities that I've been in association with that are much smaller than Augusta, and they have county or city manager positions. So it depends on how that entity actually defines that title.
Okay. So now what I'm hearing now, Tameka, you from a big little town also.
I am.
You from a big little town. Now in your spare time, do you get a chance to Google me?
I did. I did Google you.
You did. Oh, so you know where I'm from.
And I have watched. Now I don't know where you're from.
Oh, you didn't keep Googling. You stopped Googling.
But I have looked at everything. Yes, I have.
Okay. So you know I'm from a big little small town too.
Where are you from, John?
Waycross, Georgia.
Oh, yeah, okay. You are.
That's a big little small town.
Yeah, that is.
And we known all over the place. Yeah. And I would be remiss not to tell you what we known for.
Tell me.
Barbershop Talk Live World, she is not aware of what we are known for. I would be the first to tell you we're known for inventing. You know about it because you're from a big little town too. We invented fried bologna.
Oh, see, we're known for the bird dog capital.
Yeah,
so
but
I don't know about the fried bologna.
Barbershop Talk Live, we're going to Google that on our commercial break, but that's what we originally... But listen, again, Barbershop Talk Live World, again, Miss Tameka Allison in the hot seat, Barbershop Talk Live. This is the city administrator. This runs the day-to-day operations of what goes on in the city. Again, her job is, I'm talking about, never ends.
Never ends.
So now, for the people that's watching and the people that know who you are, what type of ways that can you do, or what should you do as a whole, and maybe your staff that works with you, to get the community to know your real job and what entails of it? Because sometimes they just see you just throwing out numbers, doing this and doing that. So how can you inspire the people to know that your job really does what? Well, because some people don't know what are you doing. They just see like somebody say, you just cutting this, you just cutting that, you cutting back. So how can you get the people to know what really your job does to get them to understand what your job is?
So let me say this. I believe in being a people person, and discussing and having conversations with people. Right now, as you know, this morning I went out and met with the seniors at the Sand Hills Community Center. So one of the things I've been doing, and I go out, talk to different people, talk to different groups, respond, give them information, give them an opportunity to ask questions. What's going on in our city? I've gone to various community engagements. I've gone to the seniors at the various sites that we have with our recreation and facilities, and just gone out there and made myself available. I do the same thing with the employees because many of them are the constituents as well.
Okay.
So when I took the position on September 24th, one of the first things I did was a meet and greet. I went out to the various locations, met with the respective employees, asked about their respective concerns that they had regarding our government, regarding our community. What did they want to see? And just let them know that I'm accessible and available. And that's what you do. You make sure that you're accessible and available, and you're always there to address any concerns.
Okay. And it doesn't really matter who you are, where you're from. Everybody needs to know what's going on.
Everybody needs to know what's going on.
Okay. Now, do you feel, Tameka, that the problem that Augusta had and the other cities had in a few months ago, I'm referring to the Hurricane Colleen. So when the hurricane came, do you feel that the commissioners, the mayor did a good enough job, for the city and for the citizens to handle that whole situation? Because that was a situation nobody prepared for.
That's exactly right. I mean, the weathermen, the meteorologists didn't even forecast anything to hit Augusta.
Okay.
And I'll take it even a little further back, John. When I became interim administrator the first time, that's when we had the ice storm for the city of Augusta.
Right.
So I'm accustomed to the storm. So then, of course, September 24th, I'm appointed the city administrator permanently, and September 27th, the ice storm comes. I mean, how many people get to go through hurricane? I'm sorry, hurricane comes. So how many people get to involve themselves in that? The hurricane was totally 10 times as bad as the ice storm. In all honesty, our governing body did the best they could. They came together. You seen everyone come together, realizing the importance of getting Augusta back and operational. Many of us had no power. Many of us didn't have generators. But I tell you one thing: I've never seen Augusta work. Our governing body, our departments, our employees sacrifice and get together as much as they did to bring Augusta back. And it's not over. I mean, right now we have a long-term recovery group that is being managed by one of our previous mayors, Mayor Deke Copenhaver. And he has done a phenomenal job in leading that endeavor and having people go out right now and helping people build back their homes. So that was something that hit us very hard, but that was something that pulled everybody together because we all knew that was the best way to get Augusta going again.
Okay. Well, I can piggyback off what you're saying because, again, that was something that nobody prepared for. We couldn't have saw it coming. It just hit us by storm. That's a good way of saying it hit us by storm. So, in my opinion, I do believe the administration, the mayors, all the commissioners did a right job for us, taking care of the citizens fast as they could, the best they could, because, again, we didn't prepare for it. So now, do you think now, in the future, we're in it somewhat prepared for that potentially coming down the line again?
Well, you know what, John? I don't think I would say we weren't prepared because we had put mechanisms in place for things like that. Were we prepared for it to happen probably that day because it wasn't expected? Probably not. But we utilized the resources that we had readily available. We already had networking opportunities with several people like our ISM, for instance. That's one of the companies that we brought in. We already had bids that we utilized for our debris recovery and things of that nature. So we already had those type of agreements in place. So we planned. Unfortunately, you can't plan for everything. So there are some things that we realized throughout this that we could do a little differently. One of the best things that we did, we brought on a third party to help us and facilitate and to make sure that Augusta can get every dollar back that we actually qualify for. And we have done a great job in regaining those funds. And as a matter of fact, a report was given a couple of months ago. And if you look at what we received thus far in the process, we were ranked number 5. And the only other ones that beat us, and I hate to say beat us because it's not a competition, but the only other ones that were ahead of us were mostly state entities. So we have done a phenomenal job in recovering and bringing Augusta back.
Barbershop Talk Live World. Listen, we're going to go to the screen. We're talking about Miss Danielle Gaskins. Danielle's tuning in. She said, "Hey, Tameka, you're doing an amazing job."
Thank you, Danielle.
Look
I
at
appreciate
that.
that.
The people are watching, and look, she praising you. Barbershop Talk Live Real again in the hot seat tonight. There's none other than City Administrator of Augusta, Georgia, Tameka Allen. So please, man, please, sir, keep watching, keep following. Put your comments, put your questions on the screen. Now, Tameka, I want to actually look. Let's go back to Derek. Derek Jones say that's Moses Small's daughter.
Yes.
You the work in the shipping Thomas Ceramic. Look at they know you.
That's my coworker.
They look at that. Look at all that. Everybody know you. That's Moses Small's daughter. Derek Jones. That means people are watching. They know that you're here. They're glad to see you here. Tune in. So again, keep watching. Keep putting your comments, put your questions, your concerns on the screen. Now, Tameka, here's a question that I want to make sure that people are aware of. You're the first African American in this position, woman.
No, not in this position.
Okay.
Before me, I think we had Miss Janice Allen Jackson.
Okay.
Would have been the first.
That's right.
African American.
Okay. Now, based on the two women that's been in this position, I think it's 2 or 3 y'all been in this position. Do you have a challenge now of still trying to prove yourself to the community or to your constituents? Meaning, do they feel that you can do the job?
You know what? I would say I'm not sure necessarily I have to prove. I think being in this position, you always have to prove your value. And that's always what I've told employees, co-workers, anybody. You have to demonstrate your value.
Okay.
I guess I'm so accustomed to having to prove myself because I started off in the male-dominated field.
Right.
And
right.
You didn't find many African-American women going into computer science and computer engineering.
Right.
And I was told I probably wouldn't finish that because that's not really what we normally go into.
Right.
So I guess I'm accustomed to that. When I walk into a room, when I walked into a room of other CIOs, at the first conference I went to, I was the only African-American female. And I had to prove to them that I was worth being there. I was worthy of being there. And once you demonstrate your knowledge and your abilities, then you gain their respect.
Oh, okay. Okay. So listen, we got Art Sellers. Art is watching from Oakland, California. You know Art?
I do not.
Artist Sellers?
Ah,
Yeah, he's watching from Oakland. So listen, people are always in Oakland watching us.
that's a good thing.
That's a good thing.
All right.
So you know what that means? That means Barbershop Talk Live World is a word.
Everywhere. I
It's
see
everywhere.
that.
Everywhere. They're tuning in all the way from California. So again, Barbershop Talk Live World, keep watching, keep spreading the word, keep telling people to tune in because again, you never know who will be on the hot seat.
Right.
Now, Tameka, I want to ask you another question. The community, again, they are embracing you. They see that the work you're doing, and they see that you're fighting for them. You are fighting for the community to the point because I went down to one of the committee meetings, and you were standing boldly in front of those commissioners, telling them what should be done in this city, what should be done in this community. So that being said, I want to ask a question that'll take us back to the previous administration. Mm-hmm. And it was something I read online that it says the previous administration contributed to the budget crisis. That's kind of, I ain't call no names. You heard me, they call no name. Mm-hmm. But it said the previous contributed to the budget crisis. Now, just give me your thoughts on that. Now, I don't remember, Tameka. I'm good. But the people want to know.
Hey, I'm okay with
I'm
the people.
good. The people want to know.
So I wouldn't say necessarily the previous administration. The things that got us where we currently are today it's been a number of years. You know, a number of decisions that were made. And I'm not saying they were bad decisions, but there were decisions that put us currently in a situation. And one thing that really hit us hard was the ARPA funds no longer being available. The American Rescue funds that Augusta received after COVID, which everybody knows as the COVID funds. Mm-hmm. You know, Augusta was in trouble for a while, quite some time. But we had funding that would help us to balance the budget because we had those funds available to do that.
Okay.
In 2026, those funds no longer exist. So we don't have those funds to help us balance the budget. So I wouldn't necessarily say it was the previous administration. Some things and decisions that were made, you know, came and it all hit us at once now. Here it is.
Right.
You know, healthcare cost increase. We have a phenomenal sheriff that's in town and doing phenomenal work. In order for him to get the right people on his team, he had to look at the structure of the pay and what was offered to recruit and retain. He did those things. He's out there knocking it out and arresting people every day and doing what he necessarily needs to do. And I make sure I don't speed through the city. Right. So he's doing, so those things cost.
Okay.
But those are the things that our community need. And unfortunately, we just don't have the funds now that we had available to us in the past years to balance that.
But Tameka, this is my dilemma now. I try my best to keep this barbershop running. I get a bill, I pay the bill, I get the grass cut, I do all I need to do for this barbershop. And that's just me. But you got 10 people deciding over the city affairs, all these departments. If I can do it, surely 10 can do it.
No, it's not even 10, John. It's 11.
It's 11.
That's right.
Oh, because the mayor has a vote
That's
now.
right. The mayor can vote too.
Well, you know what? Since you say that, this ain't my question. These questions come from the community. Does the mayor have the power to hire and fire?
He doesn't. It takes them collectively.
Okay.
It takes 6 votes to hire and fire.
Okay.
So it's 6 people, which is considered a consensus.
Okay.
And it takes 6 of them to agree to doing something. So they can, if 6 of them agree to hire or fire someone, that's all that's necessary to make that happen.
That's all it takes. So again, let's go back to the other question. Why does it take so long, Tameka, for things to happen in this city? Because again, I can go down Broad Street, I can go down Washington Road, I can go somewhere in this city, and I see a pothole. I can see the grass need to be cut. I can see some of the simplest things that I know need to be done. Why does it take so long for these actions to be taken care of, the things to be done in the city that we know need to be done?
You know, and I hear it from citizens. I heard it again this morning from some of our seniors. And that's something that we're changing. We're trying to work to change in the city of Augusta. And one of the things, and you've probably heard me say it at many of our meetings when I first came in, the first thing that I talked about with our governing body is the accountability, making people accountable for doing what they're supposed to be doing, culture, changing the culture, because I'm one, when you talk about change, I'm so used to it because technology changes every second.
Right.
So my background is evolved around changes.
Okay.
So my goal is to make Augusta and make us better than what we were before. And so that takes time. And as I told the commissioners, some of it also takes funding. If you want top service, you have to sometimes make sure we are funding what takes, the resources. We're bringing in the necessary resources to give people the top expectations that they have.
I got you.
And what we have found is the expectations of our organization, of our people, commission, even our governing body, sometimes is here, but the level of resources are here.
Okay.
And that gap, like I said previously, has been filled with our COVID funds, and that gap can no longer be taken care of.
Okay. Barbershop Talk Live World again. Tameka, you don't mind, I'm having a great conversation with Dust but I got to take a break. Can I take a break?
You can take a break.
I can take a break. Now, on TV, they say pay the bill.
Okay.
Can I pay a bill?
You can pay a bill.
Barbershop Talk Live World again. Listen, I got to pay a bill because, listen, I want you to stick and stay, don't go nowhere because we got more questions, we got more comments, we got more concerns coming from the audience and also coming from Ms. Allen. So please, man, please, sir, stick and stay. But right now, I want you to watch the screen. My good friend, Mr. Edward Wright, White One Wellness and Body Works is right here on the screen. He has a company right here in Augusta, Georgia. Watch what he has to tell you about how you can heal your body, your soul, and your mind. Again, Mr. Edward Wright. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
Hello and welcome. Here at the Right Body Work and Wellness, we provide you with body work you can rely on to increase body improvement. WBW provides free consultations to better understand the reasoning for your visit. When a client experiences a WBW massage, they can expect it to be thorough and thought through. The massage is customized to each session. Muscles are handled with care, specifically and individually stretched. Creating a wellness vision to sustain a space of personal comfort, relaxation, and a state of well-being for clients that may endure. With over a dozen different modalities to fit your needs, so we can ensure a quality and well-addressed service. We provide excellent services to athletes and clients of all ages in need. If interested, call or visit the website to schedule your appointment today.
Barbershop Talk Live. We're back again. That was my good friend, Mr. Edward Wright, right here in Augusta, Georgia. Wellness and Body Works. Please, man, please, sir, get in contact with him. Listen, before we let you know, I want to make sure that you know what's going on. Again, in the hot seat tonight, Miss Tameka Allen. But listen, pay attention to the questions, pay attention to the conversation, because you have a chance to win some prizes at the end of the night. We're going to give you a Buffalo Wild Wings $25 gift card. Listen, also, all you got to do is answer the questions, get the questions correctly. $25 gift card from Buffalo Wild Wings is yours. Also, a ticket to the Old School 70s Party, Augusta, Georgia, April 18, 2026. Just answer the question at the end of the night. These two gift prizes will be yours again. Stick and stay, don't go nowhere. We'll be back with some more questions. So answer the question. These prizes are yours. Listen to me. Look at that. Look at that. These people are tuning in. Listen, my imperfect option, the post office on 8th. Oh, she's talking about the post office. Looks like it's abandoned. She said, hey, Miss Tameka, look at those people tuning in. Barbershop Talk Live. And they say, you're doing an amazing job.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now, they didn't tell me that. They tell you that.
That's right.
Barbershop Talk Live. Well, again, we want to make sure that you understand what's going on in the seat tonight, Miss Tameka Allen. Now, Tameka, there are some questions that I have. Make sure I didn't forget to ask.
All right.
Because sometimes my memory slips. So I have to write these questions down.
All right.
Now, I'm going to show you my questions I wrote down so you won't think I just made this stuff up. Here's my questions.
Gotcha.
You got,
all right, I'm good with that.
You good with that?
I'm good with it.
2 or 3?
2.
2. Barbershop Talk Live. We're going to go to question 2. Now, Tameka has question 2. The question 2 is just a simple question. Where is the money?
Where what money?
The people want to know, where's the $6 million that the city is paying back that we shouldn't have to pay back? Now you're talking about raising taxes. Now you're talking about cutting this. You're talking about cutting that. I didn't take the $6 million. And somebody say you didn't take the $6 million.
I did not.
But the people want to know, where is the $6 million plus at? Because again, that kind of money don't just walk away. That kind of money don't just get lost. That kind of money, people don't just find it. Now, Tameka, I don't want to know. The people want to know, where is the $6 million plus now? That's the question. That's the question.
So the answer to the question is, right now, the city of Augusta, and many of you know this as well, is going through an audit.
Okay.
And we're actually having an audit performed so that we can find out exactly where's the money, what happened to the money, how it was allocated, how it was spent, so that we can make sure, that our citizens are aware of what happened. I know that's a number.
That's the number one question
all the time. And let me tell you something. We want something definitive from our auditing firm so that we can actually provide that information to our citizens. One of the things I always hit on, and anybody who knows me knows that I'm all transparent.
Okay.
I'm about people knowing what's going on. Everybody in Augusta needs to know what's happening in Augusta.
Right.
We try to be transparent. We want to be open. Our governing body wants to be open. We want y'all to know what we're doing.
Right.
So we don't want you to feel like we're hiding anything.
Right.
So as soon as we get all of the respective details regarding that funding that was in our Housing and Community Development Department, we will make sure that we share that information with our community.
Now, Tameka, that's a great political answer. That's a nice political answer. And the crazy part about it, that's the answer I would probably give. But because I went to the bank a few weeks ago, my check count was kind of funny. They got it found where the money was at real fast. I said, oh, Mr. Milton, that's where the money, we made a mistake. We'll put the money back in your account. It wasn't $6 million. Now, why is it taking so long for this audit? Do we need an outside audit team to come into Augusta and look at these books? Because, again, it seemed like Wells Fargo found my mistake in a few minutes. They found it in a few minutes. Now, you tell them this audit team can't find $6 million?
Now, it's an outside audit firm. It's not anybody in the city of Augusta performing the audit.
Okay.
It is an outside auditing firm that is actually performing the audit.
Okay.
So the goal was they went in, they started looking at various expenditures and things of that nature. We've had several meetings trying to get updates and information. The goal was, to actually, it's a lot of information. You're talking about $6 million. You're talking about every dollar, every penny. We want to know the proof of cash concept of what's going on.
Right.
So we're looking to have that report back sometime this month, actually.
This month?
We're hoping.
Okay.
Unless there's any delays. And if there are any delays, I'm sure the governing body will share that with our constituents as well.
Okay. All right. Barbershop Talk Live World, you heard it. By the end of this year, you should know where the $6 million went. I ain't got it.
And neither do I.
And she ain't got it. Somebody got it. Now, whoever get this money need to go do some time. That the people say. People say that. Now, Tameka, let's come out to the point where now we're talking about the whole city of Augusta. Are we ready for these tax increases that you kind of, I ain't gonna say you're pushing for, but you're trying to balance the budget. Now we're talking about $20+ million in the deficit. Well, I think it was 19 last I heard.
That's right. So let me tell you where it started at.
Okay, let's go.
So the budget started at 26 million in the hole.
Okay.
All right. That's based on what people requested.
Okay.
The various departments, the elected officials, all the offices submit their requests. And so finance did a great job in scrubbing that information. Once they scrubbed that information, we got it down to 21 million. Then you have to look at your respective revenues that are coming in. Once you start looking at the revenues, and we've had several meetings with our law enforcement, and again, I want to commend our sheriff's office because they were to the table with the respective details necessary to justify what they needed to do to bring their team on board and to be strong with what they needed to do for public safety. Once you did all that and you looked at the numbers, again, we came out to the 21 million.
Okay.
Right now, our governing body said you got to make some cuts. You have to look at making cuts to that, which is rightful. That's what they should say. Go in and make cuts. We've done almost $14 million in cuts to the budget. That includes a number of things that we've taken out. Let me tell you something. The biggest asset you have in any job or any organization is your people.
Okay.
One of the things that was originally included was a cost of living increase for these employees.
Okay.
Because we have some real good employees that work real hard, and they did not get any cost of living increase. But I guess they would prefer to have a job as opposed to worrying about the cost of living increase.
Right.
So that was one of the things that was taken out of the equation. So then we looked at all the other respective cuts. All departments took a 3% cut across the board. Our elected officials, I will compliment them as well. They did a great job in working with us because they all realized the situation that we're in. Again, we don't have those ARPA funds that we used to have. So we did all the reductions. We did everything necessary, but then we still came to what do we do? So either now you're going to have to increase the budget, increase the millage rate, because let me say this, and I think some of our citizens don't understand quite where the increase in taxes come from.
Okay.
There's three major ways your taxes are increased.
We need to hear that.
One is if your assessment of your home has increased. Obviously, when it's calculated, your taxes are going to increase.
Okay.
Secondly, if your school board increases their millage, your taxes are going to increase. And thirdly, if the city increases their millage. The city has not done a tax increase since 2014. So people say, well, Ms. Allen, what happened? The taxes increased. The school board, on the other hand, has done some increases, but rightfully so, because they have to look at what their operations is costing. Because everything that's going and increasing on our end is also increasing on their end.
Okay.
So they have to project what revenue sources they need to get them what they need to operate. And they've done a great job in that. But the city has not increased taxes since 2014. Every year, the city has rolled back taxes except for 2021. And that's when we kept it flat. So we haven't done anything. So you got to balance. You got to bring it all to the table. Here again, I'm transparent. Let's bring it all to the table.
Okay.
So now you have to do this increase, which nobody, especially governing officials, want to do. You're going to have to look at that, or you're going to have to let people go home. That was the last discussion we had. You're going to have to send over 120-something employees home. We've done all the cuts. As I've told the governing body, you will not be able to cut your way out of it. So there are some tough decisions that our governing body is going to have to make in order to balance this budget. We've looked at all the respective revenues. We've looked at everything that's possible. So the only other option is to do an increase. Now, originally, the request was for a 2 meal increase. That 2 meal, each meal brings in $8 million. We said do a 2 meal, and of course, that would get us on the foundation. Well, of course, our governing body looked at that and determined not to do that. That wasn't what they wanted to look at. We looked at 1 meal, then we looked at 0.85 meal. Again, these are along with the respective cuts. As I started presenting the budget, I asked the governing body, we need to look at what it takes to start building the foundation. Because right now, we don't have a foundation. I'm all about long-term and all about sustainability. We need to stop putting gaps, patching things up, because that's all we're doing. We're kicking the can down the road. There needs to be some decisions to build that. Unfortunately, we start discussing things that no one wants to hear, and nobody wants to hear a tax increase. So, but if you want those things in your community, if you want to make sure you have the best public safety, and I think you're getting that, we did a survey, and that was the top of the survey. We want good public safety. I think you're getting it. So, do we need to hold people accountable more in the governing body to get the trust of our citizens that that money is being spent well and is going where it needs to go? Most definitely. And I will tell them, I commit to them that that's what we're currently doing.
So Tameka, are you saying in the past maybe the deficit kind of come from the top? When I say the top, meaning we are too top heavy for the salaries and all the departments heads and all these major salaries that they're making. So now everybody is suffering now because now we're in the deficit. So was it always too top heavy?
No, I wouldn't say that. If you compare the salaries of Augusta to other neighboring communities that have less responsibilities, you will see a lot of them make a lot more with better benefits.
Okay.
So it's not necessarily any top heavy. It's just the cost overall has increased. And again, I look at a lot of that happened with COVID. Once we got out of COVID, everything started increasing. Everything in your respective homes started increasing. The cost started increasing. But you have to have the revenues to do it. So if you want to move to a bigger house, you have to have, well, we want things in the community, but we didn't want to pay for those things to go to that bigger house.
Right.
So those are some of the things now that our governing body is faced with. And those are I told all of them, that is a very tough decision. Those are tough decisions. Nobody wants to say, I increased the mill rate and I increased taxes. That is not a popular thing to say.
Okay.
However, I think at this point, we have given everything that we can, our team, in providing them all the information so they can make an informed decision.
So as of now, there's no definite decision now based on the meeting that you all had with the commissioners. So we are still to the point where y'all trying to, again, cut certain things or not do certain projects now. That's where we at now.
Yes.
So
yes.
we should know by the end of the month?
Well, our next meeting, and I'll encourage everybody to come join us. I mean, we do have it live streamed.
Okay.
But sometimes physically being in there, expressing your opinion, we have our meeting on December 16th
Okay.
at 9 a.m. That's our next meeting to discuss the budget.
Some of the cuts that you're talking about, Tameka, the bus routes. You're trying to cut out some of the bus routes. I think you say you want to cut out the Saturday.
No, not Saturday.
Okay.
The governing body did not approve Saturday. So we have 3 routes currently that have 2 buses on it.
Okay.
And so what we are going to be doing at this point is getting rid of those 3.
Okay.
So it's not every bus route will still be in existence, and
Okay.
Saturday will still be in existence. The thing that we've noticed as well too, and this is something else I'm not saying differently that I haven't said to the governing body. Our transit needs have changed.
Okay.
Our demand for transit used to be in the downtown area,
Okay.
but it has changed now. So the demand for transit is mostly in South Augusta, but that's not where we're out there reaching.
Right.
So we have a new company now, and they're working with us because we need to make sure that we are accurately doing the routes and bringing the demand. It is
Okay.
not a good thing when you see a big bus and you see 6 people on it.
Right. Right.
So our goal is to make sure we're putting these buses where we need them, that people can utilize them. That's a benefit to our citizens. So that is another thing that we're going to be looking at too. We're going to be doing an actual route study, and they've already started looking at all of that
Okay.
to improve what we're doing for our services for transit.
So possibly raise the bus fare.
You know, transit is never supposed to have been developed to be a moneymaker.
Okay.
You know, it's supposed to be a service for your community to provide assistance where necessary to help our community to move
Okay.
forward. They could look at doing that, but it would not supplement the cost to actually operate transit. So that's why we would just want to make it a better transit.
Okay. Okay. So look at Ms. Danielle say, how does $6 million appear without accountability? Shouldn't there have been multiple channels of approval before it could before it go through? So pretty much Danielle just answered the question that I was talking to. I should say before channels approve, it could be distributed out to defer, or shouldn't it be some type of knowledge before it goes out to the point of $6 million gone? I guess she's pretty much saying what I'm saying. So we want to make sure people get the questions right, get the concerns answered. So again, the question that you can always get asked.
Until that audit comes back, I'm going to continue to get that question. And again, Danielle, we're doing whatever we can to get that information so we can share that information with our our citizens. You have the right to know what's going on with those dollars.
So with that information, when it comes forward, Ms. Tameka, would it be public to the point where Channel News, the paper, everybody be able to know what happened to the $6 million?
Our governing body, I will say this, John, is truly focused on being transparent and
Okay.
making sure that our citizens know what's going on.
Okay.
These are citizens' dollars that are
Right.
being spent. Those
Right.
were the citizens' dollars that had to reimburse this. It wasn't the housing and urban development funds, because that's
Okay.
originally,
Right.
where you get these, or the treasury. So once we identify that, I'm sure that our governing body will share that information.
Okay. And again, as you said earlier, whoever is responsible, they'll be dealt with in their position.
Yes.
Okay. Barbershop Talk Live. Well, again, I urge you to get in contact with us and get into this conversation. This is a conversation that you've been waiting on. You want to know what's going on in your city? Where's the money going? Where's the money flowing? Where's the money not flowing to? This is the person to ask. So please, man, please, sir, get your comments on the screen. Get your comments on the screen. Get your concerns on the screen, because I almost don't want to know, but you all want to know. You need to know. You need to know what's going on in your city. And Tameka, you are here to make sure they know, because you said before, you're transparent.
Very transparent.
You're transparent. Now, this is something I'm off script. Can I go off script for a minute?
Go off script.
Now, with the things that you've been doing over the years, the position that you've been having over the years, I believe if you wanted to, if you could, you might be the next woman mayor.
No.
Barbershop Talk Live. Well, again, she just made the announcement that she will be running.
No, let's correct that. No, I love what I do right now. I do.
Okay. So you good?
I'm good.
You good?
I am.
All right.
I am.
Now you know your husband's watching too.
That's
now.
right. I know he is. He's good too.
He's good too. He's definitely watching.
Yes.
So we good.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
I'm good.
So do you mind if I go to question 6?
I'm good with you going to question
What
6.
question 6? Barbershop Talk Live. Where we go to question 6, and question 6 is pretty much simple too. Again, with the things that we are facing here in Augusta, all the ups and downs, and you're talking about the budget cuts. How close are we to when I say the cuts, I mean firing people, laying off people? How close are we at that? Are we? Is this the last resort that or this the first thing on the table? Again, as I said earlier, getting some of the top heavy people out of the way.
I wouldn't say it was the top. I think the governing body has all of the respective options, and they're gonna have to determine what they have a consensus on, what they agree to. I also hear a number of times, that the city has too many employees. I can tell you one of the first things that I did, I met with every department when I came on board, looked at their structure, looked at what they're doing, and shared with them some of the expectations that I have of what they're doing and the results that I'm looking for. I will say, in all honesty, there are some things that we can change. Again, it goes back to our culture and our accountability. And I will say I'm working with that. Our team is working with that. I have a good team in administration, and we're working on making sure that we look through and make sure that this city is right-sized, and we're doing what's necessary, and we have the right people in the right place to do the right job to take
Right.
us in the right direction.
Right. How often should the city be doing an audit? Is it when stuff go wrong?
No.
Or is it every year, every 6 months?
Every year an audit is actually done on the city government.
Okay, now that's
So
every department.
every year. Now, it's different audits. It's
Okay.
different type of audits. You have
Okay.
your financial audits. You have the various audits that the city is required to do. It's a mandate.
Okay.
We do that audit, but it's not like some people are asking about forensic audits, and that's
Okay.
when you suspect something foul has gone
Right.
on or
Something
criminal.
illegal, yeah.
That's correct. So we have not done a forensic audit. I know many people say, "Won't y'all do a forensic audit?" I'm not. A forensic audit is very costly. I will say that as well. That has been presented to the governing body. There has been RFPs and the cost provided. But if you have a good internal audit each year with various departments and looking at their expenditures and how they're performing and how they're doing things, you should be able to catch these things ahead of time. That's one of the things that we have not been doing. And that's one of the things that we have in this budget, is to look at internal audits.
How intense are we? When I say we, I mean the governing body. How intense are we really watching the people? When I say watching the people, when we start hiring these folks in the position, because you say we need to get the right people in positions to do these jobs. So how intense are we doing the research, the investigation, to make sure we do have the right people in place? Because it seems to the point where now we got these folks in place, now the bottom fell out. So that means nobody did no real checks. Because I Googled you. I Googled you. So maybe we need to Google something.
Well,
You just keep putting folks in the face because we go to the same church, because we neighbors. So again, we need to get the right people. So how intense is the investigation, the interview process for these folks to be in place to do these jobs that we are relying on them to run the city?
Well, I can tell you this, John. I am one. First of all, when it comes to the department directors, I don't hire fire.
Okay.
It takes those 11 and it takes that 6 consensus. So the city administrator does not have the hire and fire power.
Okay.
So I can't do that. So if, we look at the actual applicants for the various positions, and I could recommend that they are interviewed by the governing body. But the governing body ultimately has that final decision with the department heads.
Okay.
So I don't do that. But I will say one thing that I have done, and as part of this process for the positions that we have open, we want to make sure we look at the best qualified.
Okay.
And, to your point, maybe in the past we have allowed things, and that's any organization.
Yeah,
it's just not the city of Augusta.
Right.
But we hired people for the wrong reason. I don't believe in putting people in positions that's going to do a disservice to them, nor a disservice to the city of Augusta. So when I make a decision or I make a recommendation to our governing body for the certain group of people to be interviewed, I'm hoping, because you don't know until they really get there. You can do the Googling, but you don't know what you're dealing with sometime until they start working.
Right.
But I'm hoping that those people are going to be what they need to be and going to perform like they should. But it all starts with, one, making sure they know what the expectations are.
Okay.
And what they're going to be held accountable for, and that they're going to be measured on that.
Okay. Now, tomorrow, now that we don't have a definite answer on the budget, what is your next move for tomorrow?
Tomorrow, we're working on SPLOS.
Okay.
We're going to be looking at on SPLOS 9.
SPLOS 9.
We're going to have those discussions. We originally started out with over $1 billion in requests for SPLOS.
Okay.
Now we've narrowed it down to 400 and so million.
Okay.
We're going to look and see how much more they're going to decrease it or increase it.
Okay.
Because everybody has a need, and everybody's coming in and saying they need these things, capital projects. So we're going to be looking at that tomorrow.
And Tameka, I want to go back to what I said earlier. Certain things in this city, certain potholes, certain parts of town, and I'm talking about this area. There's a lot of need in this area that I've been fussing about for years since I've been here. And again, I go to certain folks and I say, well, what's going on in my area? My area need this, my area need that. And again, kick the can down the road. Because again, you can at least fool me every now and then. You can put a sign out there, put some cones out there, let me know you're at least thinking about me. But that's my question earlier, and I said, why does it take so long for stuff to get done? Because you can get your grass cut at your house the next day. That's right. But over here, and I'm paying my tax dollars. So that's the frustration that the citizens have and the people have, because it seems like the powers that be is not showing the concern in what needs to be done from the citizens. And that's my gripe, and that's some of the people's gripe. We don't see the results. We don't see the results.
And that comes back to, John, to the accountability level. Before, we didn't have things that we were really measuring people in their performance and what they were doing in their various departments were doing. Mm-hmm. So another thing that I've implemented in the past few months is that everybody will be utilizing a work order system, so we can see actually what is being done. Everybody calls 311, and our 311 department does a great job. They get hit hard because people think they're not doing what they need to do. But they are taking those calls, and they're making sure that those calls are going where they need to go, that to the people that are responsible for doing, whether it's fixing a pothole, whether it's doing something to your water meter, they're making sure those things are going in.
Right.
But it's up to those various departments to make sure they're responding to those needs, and so that 311 or anybody else can respond to the citizen and keep them abreast of what's going on. I think that's one of the things that we are trying to do a better job in, is making sure that we're transparent and making sure that we're letting the citizens know what we're doing. Again, I heard some of those same comments this morning with the seniors.
Right.
And they have nothing else they told me to do but play bingo and say what hasn't happened with 311 calls. So that is something we're working on. That is something that we've started implementing. I believe in making sure that we're tracking. I'm a data person, so I'm one of those nerds, that love technology, love data, love statistics. I want to see the results. I want to see improvement. So as I told them, I want to make a difference. I want, people ask me all the time, why in the world did you take that job? Mm-hmm. You had it made in information technology as the CIO. Right. And they're right. They're right. But I was fortunate enough to have a great team in information technology. I was fortunate enough to do some great thing, win numerous awards. We did it. So I
Okay.
felt I wanted to take that same amount of passion to administration, and hopefully I could do the same thing to make Augusta better too.
Barbershop Talk Live World again. This is a conversation I've been telling you about all week, all month, all year. City administrator in the hot seat. Now, listen, we want to go to the line. We got Roger Prince. He said, "What about funding for the NGOs?"
That's a hot topic, Roger.
All right, let Roger listen. He want to know what's going on.
So right now, the governing body has determined that any discretionary NGO, non-governmental organization, will not be funded for 2026.
Will not be.
Will not be funded. We have some mandated for, and this is what we have in our non-governmental organizations. And this has occurred over the years as well. We have a little over $7 million that are going to outside agencies. These agencies do great work. It is not a disagreement from anybody. They do great work. However, they're called non-governmental organizations because they're not part of the City of Augusta operation. So the governing body had a tough decision. Either they reduce that or they send their employees home. So they've tried to take an overall approach, a holistic approach. We're going to make some reductions in our city, in our government. As again, we almost cut 14 million, but then we got to reduce the amount for our NGOs as well. And so that's exactly what they're doing. And it's unfortunate. It's some great projects. I will say right now, it seems like there's a consensus to start a program that will allow people to do it more competitively. And that's what a lot of other agencies do, a lot of municipalities. They actually make it a competitive process so you don't have the same organizations getting the same funding each year. And that's been something that we're looking at doing. I will say Commissioner Pulliam, District 2, has already started that process. We'll be having that discussion. As soon as we can get this budget approved, that'll be one of the items we'll be discussing.
So is that considered one of the nonprofit organizations also, the NGOs? Is that
Those are the nonprofits, that's right.
Okay, so that funding has decreased.
That funding has decreased. According to what they approved at our last meeting, they decreased it by 1.7 million.
Okay, so how is the funds coming in from different events, like festivals and stuff like that? Is that kind of going into the city budget for its tax, hotel tax and stuff like that?
Yes, now we did increase that, but that goes to our Coliseum.
Okay.
And other funds go to our destination, Augusta.
Okay.
We may get about $1 million or so from that, and that's going to go to our tourism, which is going to help our recreation and facilities.
Right.
Because it'll be dedicated to that.
Okay, so we're not closing the recreation departments down. We're not doing none of the parks and all those things. We okay with that?
No, that's not over with yet.
Oh
No,
Lord, I want to go. I want to go play ball. I can't go.
No, I'm telling you,
Oh, Lord.
I think about what I'm saying and all these things I've done so far.
Yeah.
We went and looked at the parks. We have so many parks in Augusta.
Okay.
And, the governing body, again, is going to have to make a tough decision.
Okay.
Because it looks like a number of these parks have been established as neighborhood parks,
Right.
as opposed to what other organizations or municipalities are looking at, regional parks.
Okay.
You start investing your money in your regional park so you can have a top-notch regional park that suits every area. Right now, we have some people, some areas that we call in a park, and it's one swing. I'm like, this is what part?
Yeah.
And what has happened is you have a limited amount of funds,
Right.
and you're spreading it out for all of these areas, and no area is really being taken care of like they should. I mean, I was embarrassed to go in some of our recreational facilities.
Okay.
And I told them the painting,
Right.
a lot of them, I went in one and the whole floor is warped.
Right.
It's a lot of work that needs to be done. But when you have so many to maintain, it's hard to do that when you have limited funding. So that is some of the things, too, that they're looking at. They're looking at a divestment program, and they're going to look at that being presented back to them when it's scheduled for our commission meeting.
Okay.
Again, we'll be looking at that, and then they'll have to make some decisions.
So what if the city sells some of the parks to some of the citizens?
And they can.
Okay.
So if they decide that they want to divest in that property, it's a process that we would go through legally, where you can actually give those citizens the responsibility for those respective parks.
Okay, now Roger is still asking another question. Roger Prince said, what happens to the park if it is no longer supported? Now, I guess he's meaning, are we closing the parks down?
If that park is selected as part of the divested parks from our governing body when they have that future discussion, that part will no longer be supported. Now, we would have to probably, if we don't sell it, we'll have to maintain it till it's actually sold, of course, because it'll still be the property, it'll be in the ownership of the city of Augusta.
So would it be on like a tax sale type setup?
It could very well do that. They could very well do that. They could very well determine that.
Okay. Well, in other words, budget cuts are difficult.
Very difficult.
Very
difficult.
Because again, everybody's going to be affected some
That's
kind of way.
right. That's right.
So it just doesn't matter where the cuts come from, but the cuts are needed.
That's right.
Barbershop Talk Live World again. I don't know, but something has to be cut. Something has to be cut. So Tameka, I think what the people are hearing from you and what the citizens are hearing, your job is tough. And your job is you have to present to the governing body where the cuts need to be done and where they should be at. Now again, when you bring that to those commissioners or the governing body, is there a lot of pushback that you receive?
I don't. I think each one of our members of the governing body are trying to absorb a lot of this. I am so transparent that one of the commissioners mentioned on Tuesday that I just pulled the curtains back.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure some of this information was relayed before. I'm not saying it was not. I think though sometimes it depends on how you relay it, and I'm just very upfront and very open. These are the things that we're dealing with. These are the things that we're faced with.
Okay.
And I think now that they're looking at those things, it's not necessarily a pushback. It's a lot of questions. Okay. And that rightfully so. They need to ask those questions.
Right.
And I want to make sure that I give them the right information.
So basically, what I'm hearing, the question is, how did I not know? How did I not know this was a deficit? How did I know this was going on in my city? Because again, I want to know. They should know. Why they not know and we don't know? It's a crazy question. Barbershop Talk Live World. Tameka, you know what? Here we are now. We look at the clock is moving too fast. Somebody need to slow that clock down because we're almost trying to get out of here. But the question I want to ask now, we are in what we call the Thanksgiving season.
Yes.
This is the holiday season, the Thanksgiving season. Now, I'm good. You don't have to tell me, but you got to tell the people of Barbershop Talk Live World, what are you thankful for?
You know what? I'm thankful for my family.
Okay.
I am very blessed to have a supportive family. I'm thankful, to be here, just talk to you.
Okay.
And I'm thankful for the opportunities that I've had during my life. I've had a lot of great opportunities. I've met a lot of great people. I'm grateful for all the things that I've been able to do for the community in the past and currently do right now. I'm just one of those people that believe we have a lot of potential, and I want to help make Augusta better.
Well, you know what? Now, listen. Now, with all these cuts that's going on, all these deficits and everything, Art just said something that I was surprised that he said. You see, Art Sellers, he said, "I hope they don't cut Barbershop Talk Live."
Hey, I can't control that.
Don't cut Barbershop Talk.
I'm not going to do that. I don't have anything to do with that.
Gerald said.
Gerald, I don't have anything to do with that.
Gerald, I appreciate you saying that, man. Don't you let them cut Barbershop Talk Live because, again, we need it. And the people want to know what's going on. So we keep... Listen,
I agree. I agree.
Don't do it. So listen now, Tameka. Keep doing what you're doing. At this point of the show, we normally do a challenge.
All right.
We normally do a challenge. Now, if you want to do the challenge, I don't mind challenging, but we normally do a challenge. So if the governing people and the governing body, Barbershop Talk Live World, say challenge, I'm going to challenge. I see some thumbs up, so I got to give you a challenge. Barbershop Talk Live World, listen. What I'm going to do, I'm going to give you the red flag. Okay. Now, remember, I know that I hate to give you red.
Yeah, this is just a deep pink. Deep pink. Just want everybody to know.
Her and that red don't get along, but that's a deep pink.
I love my sisters with the red, but we're going to look at the deep pink.
Deep pink. Now, this is a challenge flag now, Tameka. The challenge flag works where I give you a series of challenges. You have to do all you can to meet and exceed those challenges. Now, the challenge only applies when you drop the flag on the floor. As long as you're holding the flag, those challenges be reserved to you. But when you drop that flag on the floor, I give you a series of challenges. You have to do all you can to meet and exceed those challenges. Do you think you can meet and exceed those challenges?
I think I can.
All right, you drop the flag on the floor, and I will give you a series of challenges. Barbershop Talk Live World, she just dropped the flag on the floor. Now I'm going to give you a series of challenges. Remember, you got to meet and exceed those challenges. The first challenge is always a simple challenge. The first challenge is when you go into the office tomorrow, you make sure you put the citizens first in your job. You make sure all the citizens know what's going on in your job in the city because, again, we want to know where's the money at. We want to know where the cuts coming from. We want to know what's going to happen from the day-to-day life of your job. So that's a simple challenge. Now, another challenge is continue being Tameka Allen. Don't let the job change you.
Oh, never does.
Don't let the job change you. You be to a point where they know that you mean business, you're going to take care of the citizens, and also take care of the family. Those challenges are simple. Can you handle those challenges?
Simple challenge.
I don't know.
definitely can handle
That was simple challenge. Barbershop Talk Live World, those was simple. She can handle it. Now I got to challenge you. Barbershop Talk Live World, again, if you pay attention to this conversation, I'm going to give you a series of questions. And listen, I told you earlier, you get a chance to win the $24 gift card from Buffalo Wild Wings. Also, we'll get you a ticket. We'll give you a ticket to the Old School 70s Party, April the 18th, 2026 at Augusta Common. Listen, always, I'm just going to give you some simple questions. If you pay attention, these questions are simple. These prizes are yours. Listen, the first question is always a simple question. The first question is, where is she originally from? Got to be more careful. I bet you. But listen, matter of fact, let me put a twist. Can I put a twist on that question?
You can.
Give me the high school she went to. Give me the high school. Give me the high school she went to. That I just need to know the high school she went to. Barbershop Talk Live. The first question is always a simple question. Now, the second question might be a little tricky. Give me one of the colleges she attended. Just give me one. Give me one of the colleges she attended. Barbershop Talk Live. If you pay attention to the conversation, come get your prizes. The first question is, what high school did she graduate from? The second question is, give me one of the colleges she attended. You said it.
I said it.
You said it.
I said it.
I heard it.
That's right.
I heard it. Barbershop Talk Live World again. Here come a third question. It might be a little tricky. But pay attention. She said it to me. I don't know if you heard it. How many kids does she have? She said it. Didn't you say it?
I said it.
You said it.
I said it.
You said it.
I did.
Listen, the first question again, what high school did she attend? The second question is, give me one of those colleges she attended. Just give me how many kids she got. Listen, these simple questions. Come get your prizes. Barbershop Talk Live World again. If you didn't have a good conversation in this, listen, we did.
We did.
If you didn't have a good, we did. We had a good time watching. Now again, Tameka, the people want to know where that money went at.
We have a lot of potential.
Somebody got the question right? Somebody got the question? Let me see. Okay, wait a minute. Kimberly say 2. What you saying 2 for, Kim? Adrian say 2 boys. I need one person to give me all three questions. All 3 answers. One question, one person give me all 3. And listen, get these prizes: a $24 gift card from Buffalo Wild Wings, Old School 70s Party ticket to Augusta Common, April the 18th. Listen, I just need one person to give me all 3 answers. One person to give me all 3 answers. One person. Somebody say Josie. Somebody. No, I don't think it's Josie. Okay, listen. Remember, one person give me all 3 answers. One person give me all 3 answers. Again, while you get your answer together, let me let you know what's going on next week. In this very hot seat is none other than Tanya Gibbons. Do you know Tanya?
I do know Tanya.
You know Tanya?
Yeah,
good people.
That's
Good,
right, good people.
Olivia, let me go back to Olivia. Olivia, you got all 3 questions? I need it all on.
Burke County.
Where's she at? Where's she at? Where Olivia at?
And Kimberly Tiller said the same thing.
Oh, we got 2 winners.
Wait a minute,
I
wait a
got 2 winners, John.
Is it 2? But they.
Yeah.
Kimberly Tiller and
Kimberly Taylor got it first. Wait a minute. Y'all, everybody say Kimberly got it?
yeah, she has it first.
Barbershop Talk Live. Well, I think we got a winner, Miss Kimberly Taylor. Where's she at? Taylor? Okay. Yeah, Burke County, Savannah State, and what's the other one she put on there?
No, the first one answer should be Waynesboro. Remember, you asked what school? High
Yeah,
school.
yeah. Oh, hold on.
Waynesboro High School.
Oh,
Kenny Gator.
everybody wrong.
Yeah, the first was the high school.
Everybody wrong.
First one is high school?
Yeah, the first one was
She
high.
said what she originally from.
Yeah, but I put a twist and say the high school. So,
Put a twist on it.
all right. So what y'all want to? Okay, let's make sure Mr. J Kenny Gator wrong high school.
No, she don't give it away.
Well, who got it first? Who got it close enough for the first? We want to make sure the people get it right. I mean,
I said Waynesboro.
Oh, she did.
okay.
I said Waynesboro.
Oh, she.
Okay. Okay, Olivia. Okay. So
She got all the.
Olivia Pope.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Miss Olivia. So Barbershop Talk Live World again. You stop by Jay's Place, Barbershop, 1927 Olive Road. Get your $25 gift card and also get your ticket to the Old School 70s Party. But listen, this ticket comes with stipulations. This Old School ticket comes with stipulations. You got to bring a friend with you. You got to put on your bell bottoms, put on your afro wig, and come get this ticket. Again, we at 1927 Olive Road, Jay's Place Barbershop. Again, next week, in this very hot seat is none other than Tanya Gibbons, community leader, community activist, been around for a very, very long time. So Barbershop Talk Live World, jot your notes down, jot your answers down, jot your questions down. This year she'll be in the hot seat. Barbershop Talk Live next week. Looking forward to seeing you. Looking forward to hearing from you. Again, now, Miss Allen, before you get out of here, you good?
I'm good.
Is
I'm good,
is
John.
there anything you want to tell the people of Barbershop Talk Live World again? I don't want to know. The people want to know.
Well, I want to tell the people of Augusta, Georgia, is we are doing, in the city of Augusta, we're doing whatever we can to, one, be more transparent, to be more accountable, and to be more efficient in the operations that we are currently doing. So please give us time to get there. We're
Okay.
doing it.
Okay.
And if you have any problems, please do not hesitate to call the administrator's office. I have no problems in responding. You know, to John's point earlier, you know, how long did it take? You get to a certain place, do you forget this title? Title doesn't make the person makes the title. It's not about that. I tell people all the time, they say, Miss Allen, you never changed from when you worked here 20-something years ago. And I tell them it took me 30-something years to get here.
Right.
It'll take me 30-something seconds to get back. So you don't forget where you come from. And we're here to make sure that we can do the city's business. We want to be good fiscal stewards of your dollars, and we want to make sure that we're being held accountable.
All right. So to what you just said, you have open door policy.
Open door policy.
No matter what.
Exactly.
No matter who.
That's right.
No matter when.
That's right.
Barbershop Talk Live World, she is accessible.
I am accessible.
She is accessible and she is credible. So again, you got any questions, any concerns, get in contact with her. She'll let you know what's going on with your dollars, with your tax dollars, with your property tax, any and everything that's going on in the city. Dealing with the money.
Dealing with the money.
And the old folks say, follow the money.
Follow it.
Follow the money. Barbershop Talk Live World, again, I enjoyed the conversation. I said before, if you didn't have a good time watching, we did.
We did.
We did. We did.
I enjoyed it.
You enjoyed
I enjoyed you, John.
Again.
I did.
So listen, you've been challenged.
I've been challenged.
Hold your challenge.
I am.
Meet and exceed those challenges.
I will.
You've been challenged. Mr. Pope, come out, get your ticket. Come out, get your prizes next week, this week, whatever you want to come by. Barbershop Talk Live World are here. Now listen, before we get out here, I know you're a church woman. I know you go to church every Sunday, and I've been Googling it. You go.
didn't see that on Google,
You go
John.
many. You go pretty often.
You
so
didn't see that
so
on
now
Google.
now I'm going to take you out your comfort zone.
All right.
Can I get you out your comfort zone?
Go ahead, John.
I know your husband's watching.
All right.
Now he ain't ready for this, but I know he's watching. So we're gonna get you out your comfort zone. Barbershop Talk Live World again. We're gonna get out here in a different way. So we're gonna let Miss Allen come out of her comfort zone and pray us out here.
Oh, Lord.
All right. Barbershop Talk Live World. We'll see you next week in the hot seat. None other than Miss Tanya Givens. Tune in. We're gonna get out here. Pray us out here, Miss Allen.
Dear Lord, I thank you for blessing us the opportunity to be here today, to have some communication that will hopefully help build the trust of our citizens in Augusta, Georgia. Thank you for allowing us to share the comments, respond to the questions, and be as one as we make sure that our citizens are informed. I pray that you continue to bless us and watch over us as we go to our day-to-day operations, and make sure that the Barbershop Talk continues so that it assists us in providing this necessary information. Thank you. I pray that we continue to do your work. Amen.
Amen. See you next week on Barbershop Talk Live. See you later.
And now, we're live. Yes, live from James Place. And we're talking,
Barbershop Talk.
yes, Barbershop Talk, where nothing is off limits and everything's on the table.
Everything's on the table.
Barbershop Talk.
Come on, everybody. We're here at James Place.
Barbershop.
We're talking barbershop talk.
Barbershop Talk.
Barbershop talk.
At James Place.
Barbershop talk. Where nothing's off limits.
Barbershop Talk.
Barbershop talk.
Barbershop Talk.
Barbershop talk.
Barbershop Talk.
Barbershop talk.
At James Place. Barbershop Talk.
Everything's on the table.